So this is an Adria Adora Isonzo. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker, you have 2 gas bottle tie downs. Very simply there to tie down the gas bottles into position, and you can carry a maximum of 2 6-kilogram propane gas bottles at any point on board the caravan. On top of the gas bottle that we put on to demonstrate that everything is working, we've got the gas on off, so open and close on top of the bottle. Then you've got your reverser fitment that goes into the front of the bottle. Should you need this gas attachment that goes from the regulator to the bottle, we do have these in stock. Gas changeover valve, you have this little grey tab here that indicates which side gas bottle you're going to use, so whether it be this one or this one on the right hand side. Obviously there's only one connected at the moment. But as you can see, you just spin the valve over and put it into the right position. In the front locker, you've got your motor mover engagement bar, and you've got your wheel nut brace as well. Coming down the right hand side of the caravan, you've got your water pump connection. The water pump connection is very simply there to allow the water to go into the van. The pickup pipe needs to be fully submerged in water, as you can see here, before turning the pump on. And we'll demonstrate that on the inside of the caravan. But to release it, you pull back the blue trigger, pull it out the side of the van, and it is released, as you can see, and you lock it back in place with the blue tab. Put a battery on board the caravan so we can see everything again is working on 12 volt. Again, that will be removed prior to the van leaving. And then you've got your main power lead coming into the side of the caravan from the power on site. Going further down the side of the van, you've got your motor mover and your wheel nut. We'll demonstrate the motor mover to you here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts to the correct setting prior to the caravan leaving. 2 fridge vents, very simply there to allow the hot air out the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. Behind one of those you'll also find a gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas. Coming towards the back of the van, you put your key in and you'll open up this flap, and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid to allow you to flush the toilet system. At the bottom you have your toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. On the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. Essentially hold that button in so it doesn't spit and splatter all over the place. And on the back of the van you've got 2 wind down legs again to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. Come back round to the other side of the caravan now. You've got your barbecue gas point. You've got your barbecue gas point at the front of the caravan. Your underbed storage at the front of the caravan, and down the side of the van you've got your large storage locker for the rear of the van. Going on to the inside now, as you come into the caravan, on the right hand side you'll see some your main control panels for the van. So just coming down this side here. So when you initially come into the caravan you're going to need to turn on your master power. If you haven't got the master power on, you will have no 12 volt and you'll have no 240 volt either. Above that you've got your 12 volt battery gauge to let you know how much power is in the battery on board the caravan. You've got your Audi heating and hot water control panel, which I'll come back to in a moment. Below that you've got your water pump switch, which is your water pump run. Again, I'll come back to this in a moment. And then you have your main lights and your auxiliary lights below. Once you've got your main power turned on, you're going to need to come into the cupboard on the right hand side here as you walk through to the bedroom. And at the bottom of this cabinet you've got 2 valves. You've got a grey valve and a yellow valve. Now both of these valves are for draining down the water system. So both of these valves need to be in the position they are in now to allow you to fill the water system up. When you are done with the caravan you will need to lift both of these valves up so they're pointing towards the bottom of the cabinet here, and they will drain down the water system completely. You do need to drain down the water system after each use, as if you don't, if you leave the water in the system and it potentially freezes over the winter, it could potentially crack all of the pipe work on board the caravan and cause you some serious problems with the water system. So like I said, to fill the system both valves are flat with the floor. Once both of these valves are flat with the floor, you open up all the taps on the hot side of the water system, and then you come over to the control panel on the far side of the caravan, on the door side of the caravan, sorry, and turn your water pump on. Now once you have water running out of every tap continuously on the hot side of the water system, you have completely filled and bled the water system, and you are ready to turn the taps back off, and also at that point you are ready to start warming the water on board the caravan. So that's where the Aldi heating and hot water control panel comes in, just up here on the wall. I'm going to turn the panel on. Hopefully you'll be able to see the screen here. Top right hand corner indicates we've got mains power coming into the heating and hot water system. Below that you've got the current room temperature, and at the bottom here you've got the external temperature. We'll press the menu button and it will take us into our options for the caravan. So you've got minus or plus for your room temperature, all the way up to 30 degrees. Sorry, it's a bit awkward to see with the light on above us. Let me turn that off. So you've got minus and plus all the way up to 30 degrees for your room heating. Below that, you've got your hot water heating. So you've got hot water on when this bar's halfway up, and you've got a hot water boost when this bar's completely full. When this bar's completely full, essentially you put this onto the bar, you make this bar completely full when you're trying to shower on board the caravan. So it boosts the water system whilst you're showering. Below that, you have the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. You have either 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts as a power option. Now on some sites you'll be able to run the full 3 kilowatts. However, on some sites you may need to use the 1 or 2 kilowatts. The only way you'll know this is by asking the site office when you arrive on your holiday. At the bottom here, on the bottom left hand side, you have your option to run gas. So to ignite the gas system, you'll very simply press the button and it will go green. If it fails to ignite on gas, you'll actually get a gas fail come up at the bottom of the screen with 2 exclamation marks on either side. Now you do have some advanced settings here in these 2 options on the right hand side. However, for these, we do advise you read the manual fully before trying to operate them. If you tried to operate these and you wasn't sure what you was doing, potentially you could turn off the heating and hot water in the back of the control panel, and then you would not be able to operate it through the front here. So please do read the manuals fully before you start going into the advanced settings, and please make sure you understand them. It's not something we go through in the video, as if I did, it would probably take me 2 to 3 hours to complete. To turn the heating and hot water control panel back off, you always turn it off before you turn the master power back off. So you'd hit the button here and it would turn, and then turn off the master power below. Hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances, no difference at all there. You got your igniter on the hob, as you'd expect to see, and then your igniter on the front of the oven, as you'd expect to see. Next thing we come to, while I'm in this cupboard actually on this right hand side, I'm just going to show you the 240 trip switches for the caravan. So in this little control panel here, you have your 240 trip switches. If you're not sure when you're on site, if you have mains power coming to the caravan, hit the test switch here, and if this little blue switch drops down to the bottom, it means you have got mains power coming into the caravan. The 2 switches here on the left and right, left hand side here will be individually marked in your manual to tell you what each of those is for, but it'll be for your sockets around the caravan for your 240 volt and for your heating and hot water. Coming over to the fridge next. To operate the fridge, you have a power button on the left hand side top. I'm just going to turn the fridge off so you can see how it works. Press the power button in and the fridge will come on. Now, as you can see here, you got 3 symbols that lit up then. Now at the moment it's on mains power. To change from mains power to another power source, you press and hold the grey button, and you'd use the arrows left or right. To set the power option, you hit the grey button again, and it will allow you to set the power supply. Now it will flash next the temperature, so again, of the fridge. So then again, you can use the arrows left and right to set the temperature of the fridge, and to set it, hit the grey button and it will allow you to set that fridge temperature. So the 240 mains will only work when you're on a mains powered site. Next up, we've got the 12 volt mode. Now 12 volt mode, as you can see, it's flashing away at me at the moment. It's basically indicating that there is no 12 volt source coming into the caravan from the car we are towing with. It is not the 12 volt battery on board the caravan. It is only the 12 volt supply from the car you're towing with. So if we had a car connected at the front of the caravan and it had the right connections on the car, we could come inside, turn the fridge on with the main control panel turned off just here. And then we could use the fridge as a cool box while we're travelling down the road so we can get the beer and wine nice and cold. Hit the grey button again and we're going to go on to our gas mode. Now you need the gas turned on in the front locker for this to work. Hit the grey button, and again set your temperature. If it ignites on gas, this pilot light here will stay solid green. If it fails to ignite on gas, it will start flashing very much the same as the 12-volt battery did. Press and hold the power button. Set the 240 mode again. Right, so that's a 240 power supply set. Now as you can see, with the bed, you can actually access the storage underneath by flipping the mattress over, and then you can lift them up, as you can see here. Also on the Adria, you have at the back here, it's been taped. These ones are just taped up so they don't move when they're in transit. But you cut these bits of tape, lift these up, and it'll actually act as a backrest, so you can lay more comfortably in the bed should you need to. Coming to the back of the caravan, and the last thing we're going to go through is the toilet system. We have an electric flush on top of the toilet, which you press in to allow the toilet to flush. You have a toilet full indicator light that will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan, it needs to be back in the straight on position. Below the toilet you have your grey waste handle, and again, when you're not using the toilet, it needs to be in the central position. And when you are using the toilet, you need to have it in the open position. One other thing to remember is when you are removing the toilet waste cassette, again, you'll need to have this flap in the central position. If you haven't, you can potentially damage the toilet waste cassette itself when you try to remove it. So that is the Adria Adora Isonzo. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye-bye.